My name is Esman. I'm Oakton's Director of Digital Solutions, and I'd like to share with you Oakton's Employee Collaboration Solution, a new tool for promoting a social intranet and more effective interactions inside your organisation. Oakton has been delivering solutions for clients for over 25 years now. We're an Australian headquartered and publicly listed company. The journey of the intranet has moved firmly into harnessing the power of social tools. So in the wider internet environment, in our personal lives, we've been using social networking tools to create networks of friends, networks of family, or through LinkedIn business networks. We're only now seeing those same tools and skills being used productively inside the organisation. At the heart of our approach, we're looking to uncover the organisation value chain. We're looking to see how do we transform the people, information, and I guess the raw materials of our business into valuable structured outcomes. And we know that people and information are vital to achieving those outcomes. And if you look around the value chain associated with that, we have contribution. We need to get people to participate and to be active parts of projects and business teams. We need to be able to form those teams rapidly and often form them across multidisciplinary parts of our organisation. We need to provide people with a way to access networks of information and other knowledgeable and expert people in our organisations. And we need to do it in a structured, well-governed framework. So a user-centred approach brings on a method of seeing the intranet through the eyes of the different roles that people play inside the organisation. What does a manager need to see? What are their tasks? What's their focus? What does a project manager need? What does an analyst need? What does a risk manager need, or a procurement manager? Once we craft those lenses carefully and we build an information structure or an information architecture out of that, we create the tags and the categories that information is going to live in. We identify the ways in which people team up. How do they collaborate? What are their natural ways of working with other people in the organisation? We then distill that down into a tailored solution. And here's where we start to see the employee collaboration solution. This is the homepage that we're looking at here now. And your first impression will be one of people and activity. And that's an important part of what we've created here. We've created a space which is dominated by my peers and the contributions they're making to the site. You'll find that under corporate, we have all the policies and procedures and our finance and HR departments and our learning management systems, but it's not the focus. The prime focus is about finding out what people are doing and what contributions they're making. You'll see that we have elements like tag clouds to show what's the trending subjects, people who are online now, activity, so this is a feed of people who are following each other. Our solution focuses on the people and their teams and helping people to have better conversations together. First, I'd like to show you my space within Ozone. In my Ozone, I have a feed from all the people that I'm following, the projects that I'm following, the bids that I'm following, consolidated into a single set of activities so that I can focus in out of a very large organisation where there's a lot of things happening. I can focus in quickly on updates that matter to me. Here are the projects that I'm currently participating in. And if I look further into one of those spaces, I can see for Coles, we've been working on an intranet strategy, and you'll see here are the people who are participating in that project. So very quickly I get to see the documents, I get to see updates about what's happening in that space, if any documents are loaded there, or if there's been any updates to the calendars. If I look into my own profile, you'll see that we keep it very simple and clean. We don't have lots and lots of information here. We just have a simple picture, my position, some contact details, a bit of a statement about me, and then the I, D and T. These are the industries, domains and technologies that I have skills and experience in. Now that's interesting because we now have a project that is tagged, we've got a person who's tagged, and all the documents and updates and blogs are all tagged consistently well. It means that search works. Now, this works very well. So if I were to say I'm interested in finding somebody who has experience in, say, SharePoint, out of the people matches, I can drill into that area and see that I have people in different parts of Australia, different states, with different roles. It means when I ring Steve and ask him about something, I know what sites he's participating in and I can have a better conversation with him. It's easier for me to call him now that I know a bit about him. And that makes building a network inside the organisation much faster. In a large organisation, I see people not because of where they are in the organisational chart, but because of the contribution that they make. A solution like this can genuinely reduce the time it takes for new starters in an organisation to build the kinds of relationships that will help them become effective inside the organisation. We have allowed all of our staff to be able to create community sites, team sites, project sites or bid sites. Now, our governance controls come because we've linked this back into our internal systems to ensure that a client site is only created against a unique client. Similarly, project sites are only created against unique project numbers. So we've created a way to make sure that controls and information is only stored in places where we can find it against controlled master lists of information. We also enforce quite carefully the concepts of site ownership and information ownership and the responsibilities that go with that. Oakton's employee collaboration solution works on a time frame to deploy a solution and have users actively using the solution within a 6 to 8 week time frame. So that means that we clarify the business value chain, the vision and objectives. We develop user personas and work through what are the user journeys. We uncover the natural collaboration styles within the organisation, and we build the branding and the navigation which is consistent with organisational standards and branding guidelines. The idea of becoming a more socially connected employee, an employee who should be contributing as part of their day-to-day activities to an intranet and seeing their contribution much more sort of live and visible on the intranet are significant changes, and it takes time for those things to happen. During that time, we have an opportunity to learn and to continue to fine-tune the solution so that it very accurately reflects the way in which the organisation actually works. We don't believe that an employee collaboration solution is a view frozen in time. Your organisation changes, and so our structure is flexible and dynamic. People can opt in. If I move from one business area to another, it's as simple as unfollowing and refollowing new sites. The focus of communication changes. So being able to bring in mobility, bringing in more content types, integrating social feeds so that employees are seeing what's happening in the organisation on Twitter or on LinkedIn. These are all things which are part of the evolving intranet, and you can see from the timeline that we will continue to offer these plugins as part of the solution. As you can see here, we've gone from a concept, which was a simple reskinning of our own solution, through to launch within a 10-week period. And the launch wasn't the point at which we walked away, it was the point at which we walked into the roadmap of how we're going to continue to evolve that solution over time to meet the strategic objectives of the organisation. Our approaches focus in on making sure that the wins happen for the people who use it, because if we've got participation, if we have engagement, if we have contribution, then we're going to have a much more effective intranet. We're going to have a much more dynamic and exciting space for people to participate in. Thank you for watching this presentation. I hope you found the information here valuable and has sparked an interest in what this might be able to do in your context. If you have any questions, we'd be delighted to answer them, and I'd encourage you to come and have a look at our website at oakton.com.au or to call the numbers on the screen that you see now. Thank you.